How's it going, guys? My name's iALiEN. Today I'm back on another Identity 5 video. Today I will be ranking the top hunters in the game. Yes, I am doing the highly requested hunter tier list video. So let's get right into it. Okay, so before I get into the tier list, let me first explain how it works. So basically, there are 4 tiers: C tier, B tier, A tier, and S tier. C tier is the worst characters, S tier is the best. Now, just because a character is C tier does not mean that you cannot win with them, and just because a character is S tier does not mean that you will always win with them. It's just how valuable they are in ranked play, and their abilities, how good they are, and other things such as attack range and movement speed. If you have any disagreements, if you have any concerns or questions, please leave in the comments below. I respond to basically every comment, so I will see it. Just leave it there. And for those of you that don't want to watch the entire video, here is the tier list right here on the screen, and I will leave the timestamp in the comments. Now let's get into the explanation. So I will start off at C tier, the worst hunter in the game, and it is the Ripper. Yes, the Ripper. He is the worst hunter in the game. I know that many people think that the Ripper may actually be the best hunter in the game. And the thing with him is, when you are just starting out, you don't know how to counter him and face hunters like him. So he seems super overpowered with his fast movement speed and being able to turn invisible. But once you get into higher rank play, he's really the worst character in the game for many reasons. One reason is his small attack range. He has a very small attack range. I think it's the shortest in the game for the hunters, along with Geisha. It's very short, so it's very hard to hit people, especially if they are going over pallets because of it. Plus, he doesn't have his ability. All of his abilities are passive, and he becomes invisible. But once you get experience, you can look at the red light and still know where he is. So that's not too, he's not really invisible. And then as for movement speed, characters like Smiley and Geisha have better ways to get around. Like Smiley can get through the entire map on his rocket thing fully maxed in like 10 seconds flat with his rocket dash, and Geisha can go through all terrain with her dash. So both of these characters excel at movement speed better than the Ripper. Now, you can still win many games with the Ripper, especially if you do quick matches. There are definitely going to be a lot of less experienced players who will be stumped by the Ripper and will have tough times with the Ripper. Okay, so let's move into B tier. The first character in B tier is Ember, the puppet one, and he is in B tier. He is the starter hunter that you get, and he has I believe the largest attack range in the game for all the hunters, and he summons puppets. He can put down 2 at a time, and he can teleport to them, and when he teleports to them, he gets a movement speed boost, and he can also see when someone is by a puppet. So the common tactic with Ember is to basically capture someone, put them on a rocket chair, put a puppet there, and then go. So basically, his best ability is that he can camp without actually camping. So he's basically still camping just by putting a puppet at the chair. But he can camp while still going after other survivors. So this is a very strong ability. I've been recently playing Ember more and more, and he's a very fun character to play with his puppet and just putting one by the rocket chair, and once someone comes, just teleporting back, getting them. If you have the puppets and teleport on, you have so many. You can teleport all across the map. So he is a very viable character, and you can win many games with him. And there's no real downsides to him. So he's not bad at all. It's just that there are better options than him. And once you get experience, all it takes is one good thief or forward or even mercenary or coordinator to distract him, use an infinite loop, whatever, and he's basically done, because he can't just quickly get to the other side of the map and chase someone else unless he has teleport. So he's not a bad character, just not the best. But he is receiving a buff soon, which will make him a much better character and probably will put him in S tier or A tier, where his puppets will be able to move on their own. So he'll still have his puppets that stay, but also have new puppets that move like him. So basically he can have 2 or 3 of himself all chasing, and that will be a very good buff. Okay, next on in B tier is Soul Weaver. She's the spider hunter, the second newest hunter to come out, and basically she has webbing. So she has 2 different types of webbing. One where she places her webs around a specific area, and then when someone runs in it, they get slowed down, and if she runs in it, she gets a speed boost. And she also has an ability where she's able to shoot webbing at someone, and that slows them down from a far distance, and after basically 2 of them, they are very slow. So you only have to land really 2 hits on them to make them near immobile. So the best tactic really to use her is very similar to Ember, to where you get someone, you put them on the rocket chair, and then you basically just use your webbing and you completely put it all around the rocket chair. So then you can camp, and she's the most effective camper in the game, because you put the webbing at the rocket chair. Like, if something, literally, it's near impossible for anyone to save their teammate with. So with other hunters, it may seem impossible, but it's actually not with the right characters. But against her, even coordinators, forwards, doctors, they don't really even stand a chance at saving teammates because of that webbing, and it's very strong. Plus, if she's a direct counter to the gardener, because she does not even need rocket chairs to put someone in a state of about to leave the game. So basically she has a mobile rocket chair at any time, so that's really good. And it's really good when someone comes to save their teammate, they get hit with the webbing, you hit them, but usually you have to wait until the other teammate dies, because if you go to the next rocket chair, it's a distance away, so more than likely the teammate will save one of them. But now what you can do is then put one person in a rocket chair, then put one person in webbing right by each other, and then you can have both countdowns going at the same time. So she is a very good hunter. She has a low attack range, similar to the Ripper. Plus, the camera angle is kind of weird with her. Her movement speed is fine, but she's also like a good hunter. She's one of the most fun to play in my opinion. And you can even win ranked games with her. It's just when you face a super coordinated team, like super high ranked top 50 survivor coordinator team, she just doesn't have enough firepower to deal with it. When you face those types of teams, you are going to need these S tier hunters to win. Okay, let's move into A tier. And in A tier we have Gamekeeper. Gamekeeper has a hook, and he can hook survivors to pull them in. He can also use his hook to gain ground on survivors. And if he hooks them at the beginning, it doesn't do any damage, but gets them by him, and then he can hit them and damage them. Or if he already hit them, he can hook them and then hit them and fin and incapacitate them. But Gamekeeper rarely shines when he has his presence up and he has his upgraded hook that actually does damage. When he has this, Gamekeeper is probably the strongest hunter in the game, in my opinion. He's that strong. He's basically a one hit at all time. And imagine having detention, but through the entire game. That's Gamekeeper. Because what happens is, if you land a hook that does damage, and then you can immediately, there's no delay, you can immediately attack the survivor from the hook. All you gotta do is hook them and then click the attack button and they're down. So it's basically a one hit kill, and he's just insanely strong when he has this. His range is not too bad in terms of his hook. It has some auto aiming for it, so even if you don't land it exactly at the target, it will still hook them, which is good because this is a mobile game, so it's harder to aim. It's not like you're using mouse and keyboard unless you're on emulator. So he's really good. Plus his attack range is pretty decent. I think it's second or third longest, so it's a pretty decent attack range. His hit comes out pretty fast. His movement speed's fine, so he's balanced in a lot of areas. And once he gets that upgrade hook, he is no joke. Do not taunt him at the exit gate. Don't. I have choked many games where I taunted a Gamekeeper and then they just hooked me and hit me and I ended up losing. Do not taunt a Gamekeeper at the exit gate. He's a very good hunter, and you can have a lot of fun with him. His skins are awesome. I just really like Gamekeeper overall. I think he's a great hunter, and he's probably, in my opinion, the most underrated hunter in the game. Many people look down upon him, but if you can get that hook, he's very good. Plus, you do not even need to spec into detention in your persona tree because he already has a one-hit kill. So you don't even need detention. So you can use those points into other things. So that just gives him even more versatility as a hunter. And he's one I strongly recommend. Okay, lastly, let's get into S tier and the top 2 hunters in the game. Let me say the second best hunter in the game, and that's the newest hunter to come out, and it is Geisha. I bought Geisha the day she came out, and I still love her to this day. She is my favorite hunter in the game. She's probably the most fun hunter for me to play, and she's just a great hunter overall. Her downsides, I'll start off with that, is her low attack range. This is a gigantic downside. I don't know how many times I would have hit people with Smiley, and that I don't with Geisha. She has a very, very low attack range. Plus, she has a delay on her hit, so it doesn't just immediately hit. She has to kind of charge it up and hit, which makes it very hard to hit people vaulting over pallets or windows, and it's very tough to get terror shocks with Geisha in comparison to Smiley. If Smiley has his wings, it's very easy to get terror shocks, and Geisha is very difficult. So those are her downsides. Also, she has a slow movement speed because when she goes into her Prajna status, where she has the mask on, she has a slow movement speed. When she doesn't have the mask on, she has a fast movement speed. So when you're actually chasing a survivor, her movement speed is pretty slow, but when you're just running around, it's fast. Geisha is very strong. Her rush is very good. She's probably the most difficult hunter to face in the game, and I strongly recommend you buy her. She's completely worth her 4,500 clues. You can beat top survivors with her, and she's just all around a great hunter. Okay, the last hunter and the best hunter in the game is Smiley, aka Joker, aka the Clown. He is the best hunter in the game. If you need a hunter and you just need the best one you can get, it is Smiley. He's also the cheapest hunter in the game, ironically. So it's just a no-brainer. If you want a hunter to play with, I will always recommend Smiley first because of his 2,000 clue price, and he's also the best in the game. His dash is great, and what really sets him apart is that he can get, if he gets his propeller, he can equip it and immediately have a rocket dash. In my opinion, this should not be the case. This is why I believe he's pretty overpowered because he is very strong early game and in game, and this is why he is so strong. His attack range is pretty far. His attack speed is pretty good. If you equip the wind wings onto him, his attack speed is the fastest in the game. It's just he can go through one side of the map to the other, fully upgraded in like 10 seconds. He's just insane. He has basically no negatives I can even think of. Wow, he has so many positives. He is the go-to hunter in ranked play as of right now, and you should, if you want a hunter, I do recommend buying Smiley first. The only problem is if you have lag, he will be unplayable basically. So I do hope you enjoyed my tier list, my hunter tier list video. If you have any concerns, any questions, please leave it in the comments below. If you disagree with one of my rankings, please leave it in the comment section below. I will discuss it. By the time I post this video, we may already be at 100 subscribers. So thank you for 100 subscribers. And we're on the road to the next 200 subscribers. Why not? Please leave a like on this video if it did help you out. Please subscribe to the channel, and that's all. Bye.